Well, Mattel Creations went off with a few hitches, from what I understand. We'll talk about the best and worst reveals from the Mattel Creations revealed and more tonight on Geek Dad Live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Geek Dad Live. My name is Jay, and with me tonight are my dear friends Quip and Gary. Gentlemen, how are you doing? Quip, how are you?
I am feeling fantastic. I am well rested. I am ready to talk Mattel Creations revealed. Was really excited seeing you there. Glad that the three of us are back together again. Gary, we missed you last week, bud. But yeah, I'm just excited to be here to talk toys. Lots of really cool things that were shown. Lots of fun toy news. This feels like the first week in a long time since we've had like really exciting toy news. So I'm just amped.
Yeah, it's a good toy. I mean, let's be honest, Quip. You're vibing off of that Leonardo, and you're just you're in a turtle.
I'm just just riding that high right now. Yeah,
for sure. A lot of fun things to talk about this week. Wonder what Jay got in his gift bag. Well, I'll share. Mainly in After Dark tonight. Just one little tease though. This mug was in my.
Ooh, make yourself big. Hold on.
Cool.
I'll make you big. There you go.
That cool. But it just massively was the movie mug.
Fancy mug.
But it was kind of just like, it looks like it was just kind of like silk screened on or whatever, because it's already chipped after washing it.
Which,
Oh no. Did you hand wash it or did you wash it in the dishwasher?
I think it was a dishwasher one. But
does it say dishwasher safe? Because that's not on them.
It doesn't say anything. If it says nothing, do we assume it's dishwasher safe?
If it says nothing, then you assume it's not dishwasher safe.
Okay, well, see, I didn't. It's
on you. It's not on them.
I didn't take coffee mug etiquette when I was a kid. Yes, really an amazing experience. I won't waste too much time here in the main waxing poetic about it. But if for After Dark, whether you're a GDL member or a patron, you can come join the conversation behind a paywall, so I could be a little more forthcoming. Not that I wouldn't be that much more forthcoming, but anyway, if you want to hear the behind the scenes tales, come join After Dark, and then any other kind of hauls and pickups that I had from that. Also, have a Matt Bush gift as well that I'm gonna share.
Nice.
But anywho, Gary, how are you doing? Because it's been a minute since we've seen you here.
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm on week 2 of 3 of shows, and this one just happened to work out where I could jump on the show tonight. I'm in Richmond after GalaxyCon Richmond, which was a 4-day event, and I am tired.
Yeah, I appreciate your dedication to coming on.
Oh, I miss the show when I'm not on it. So,
glad to have you here. But if at any point you get too sleepy, don't feel bad. Just jumping in that bed right there and just going to sleep. We'll take care of you. Okay. We won't watch
everybody.
No. All right. Well, let's say hello to the chat. It's hopping as always. Google. Okay. Whatever. I don't know why that needs to be a thing. Let's see. Chrome was like, do you want to allow this? And I'm like, sure. Infinity Element, Retro Goats, Pablo Gonzalez, Hawkstop Animation, Ms. 1476, Ray Lonzo, Allison Troy, Master of Research, Toy Minoids, Larry's Geeky World, Brian Brink, Master of the Charts. We'll have to check into our friends YHS's Cryptoids. Neil Hunter Hyde is here, Dorlaxian Bacon McShig, James Vinipole, Mint with Card, Tony Johnson, Tony Taponi, Turtle Dave, Jay Solid B- performance at Creations. Not quite the A++. Dan got, but that's okay. He's the star. Thanks, Turtle Dave. Appreciate the honest assessment. And I wouldn't disagree with it. Actually, Dan's such a pro. Like he's the best. Studio Henge, Country Boy Niner, Craig Hoffman, Collector Phil, Andy Stutes, Toy Collector Blake. Good to see you, Blake, and so many more. Oh, YHS Podcast. They're here. They're here.
Hey.
I think Jay was jealous of Dan. No, not at all. Not in the slightest. Honestly, I would feel it would be horribly wrong if I kicked off the MOTU segment. So no, the arrangement was perfect, and Dan absolutely crushed it. I mean, I'll talk more about it in the After Dark, but the amount of not prepared or preparation that went into that production is insane. And so, like, how well put together, and that whole intro that Dan came up with, all that great stuff, he like did it on the spot. So it just shows you the level of professionalism that he brings.
Consummate professional.
Yeah, just locking in, and starting things off really well, and setting the pace really well for the whole darn thing. Michael, damn, bro, Gary looking like an 80s mom. Your hair is looking very nice tonight, Gary.
I don't know what's happening. It's Richmond. I
Just the Virginia humidity. It's agreeing with you.
Yeah,
I was good. You're glowing.
I was in a photo op earlier today, and I looked at it after the fact, and I'm like, damn, is that me?
Whatever's in
New
that
hair, who dis, you know?
whatever is in that Richmond water, I guess, is doing you all sorts of favors.
All I can say is it takes 15 minutes for the water to get hot.
Oh, that's rough.
You were mentioning my airport review of the laser power man. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. It was out of necessity, though. It was because they gave us this goodie bag with all this stuff, but they didn't pay for us to check our bags. So I didn't want to pay to check a bag. So I was like, I'm just gonna open this thing up now and then try and pack everything in. But I had a pro tip to work. So if you don't want to check a bag, but you need to check a bag, so just I'll say that for After Dark as well.
Cool. I will say I learned something about you on the Revealed stream, right? When you said you started off as a Mitten Box collector, and I said, "What? I never knew this."
I never shared that before.
You may have, maybe I missed it. I'm sure over the course, because you've been at it for a while as well. You know, we were giving Dan his flowers. I will say we're going to give you guff, particularly about how you chose to dress. But all in all,
the same shirt I wore.
But you did a really good job, I will say, as far as storytelling, knowing how much I guess a lack of prep and background you had going into it. Naturals, honestly, a lot of all the influencers, Mattel did a really good job picking the influencers to represent each of the brands. And so I did want to give you your kudos for that. Love the storytelling behind the figures you picked, and you did a good job, and you seem genuinely excited. Like, it's funny, you know how like when you know people that are there, like I'm looking for you in the background, and even as they're doing other reveals, you're like, yeah, like in the background, just excited for everybody to get their new.
We were genuinely excited for the Skeletor, I will say. I mean, I will save till we get into the Skeletor Monster High doll, because it was a really fun moment. Thanks, wifey. But I think you have to say that. But I still appreciate it though, Colleen, because I know it's true. You think I'm handsome. Jay, your airport review is certainly admired by the passers. I don't think anybody paid attention to me over there, but it was fun. Let's see. We all start as this is a great one, Matt Bush. We all start as Mitten Box to justify continuing to buy toys at first, and then some of us continue as such.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah, I feel like that's a fair assessment, Matt Bush, benefactor of Plastic Dreams. So who would know better than he? I think it is. Like, there's a part where when you're a kid, like when you go from playing with them to transitioning into collecting, where you feel like, no, I must keep it Mitten Box, and I must keep it nice and neat and clean. And then eventually some people like grow right back out of it, and they're running out of shelf space, and so you start to like play with your toys again. So it's kind of like it's cyclical. So that's fair. It's poetic. It's the circle of nerds.
I will say the somebody asked in the chat, where is it? Looked like Kyle Peterson don't think he was excited for that. He was. I mean, honestly, what's so funny is they would not tell us what was in the cases, the glass cases. Even in our like dry run rehearsal the night before, they would not tell us what was inside. And so Kyle was nervous because he's like, okay, what if it's a somebody I don't know? Or, you know, I'm sure he'll tell this story on his channels and stuff like that. But so no, I think he was more than excited that it was Stone Cold, because I think it's a little unnerving because you're like, okay, what if it's something that I don't like, And luckily, Dan got laser power He-Man. That's great. I got a Castle Grayskull, which is awesome. So there's like it. Well, we'll get into worse. I think there was one in there that was a little underwhelming, and I give all the credit in the world to those influencers that did a really good job reacting to it. But anyway, we'll dive into to all of those reveals today. But if you can hit the like button, I seen people in the chat saying that they didn't get notified that we were going live right now, so just hit the live button.
Weird.
But anywho, should we? I guess just Gary, did you have it? Are you really busy this week? Did you watch the Mattel Creations thing at all?
No, all of this is new to me. I've done a little bit of research leading up to the show, but yeah, I missed the whole actual presentation. I'm sure you were great though.
Why are you even here tonight, Gary? God damn it, Gary!
Because I
just show off his glorious locks. He looked in the mirror. He said, "Feeling cute. Might delete later. Maybe I'll hop on the stream." You know,
got that right. Yeah. This.
All right. Let's jump into some reveals then, right? Quip, any I guess you watched it, right? I'm pretty sure.
I did.
Gary's fired again. Also, I like the British spelling of Gary here.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, I like it.
Do you have the clips to play tonight from I don't unless I can just pull it off the YouTube page, but I don't want to get copyright stricken. But Quip, what was your perspective of just like watching it as a viewer?
All in all, no, there were a couple of hiccups. I know I got a little confused. Like I was on the Mattel Creations website and then trying to find it on the YouTube. So I went back and forth a little bit. I was like, did I miss it? What's happening? So I had a bit of trouble finding it. But once I did find it, it was fantastic. And I didn't miss much. Like I didn't realize that it was running behind and that maybe there were technical difficulties.
Yes.
I know that can happen. That's always nerve-wracking. Anybody who's had to hold some sort of live event, whether it's at work and it's some conference, it's not necessarily about those interruptions, because I think most people have been in there in that position, in those shoes. So you kind of extend grace of, okay, let's let them work out some of the kinks, right? It's live. But all in all, great recovery. Once they really started getting into the flow of it, like you said, with Pixel Dan kind of setting the standard, setting the mood, doing a great kickoff with MOTU, and then flowing right into all the different areas. Like it was kind of, it added some fun, like with respect to the dynamic component of it, where like they were doing a reveal. And I think the audio got a little echoey at some points, just because it did feel like a large empty warehouse that had different setups. But the moving from one place to another, it was almost like you were at a like toy show or like a Comic-Con type deal, where it felt more organic. It felt like they were trying to really lean into the collector side of things with whom they chose to represent and to tell their stories about collecting, to encourage adult collectors. And then even with going with the co-host, I keep wanting to call him Rufio. I'm forgetting his real name.
Dante's his name,
Dante Basco. Yes.
Yeah, Basco, yes.
That having him kind of co-facilitate, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it, and really enjoyed the stories behind the collectors. I thought it was really cool how for Barbie they went with two black men, particularly to encourage, hey, dolls are for everyone, they're not just for women. Like the Monster High folks that really came, they understood the assignment, they showed up, showed out, they were dressed to the nines.
It got me teary-eyed. I got a little misty when he was doing the Born That Way Lady Gaga figure. I told him afterwards, I was like, I thought that was really powerful and poignant and
absolutely. And then even with Hot Wheels, where they specifically with Nazgul 10 and I'm forgetting the other influencer, but showing that, hey, anybody, there is a multitude of people in these different collecting hobbies, and they were very intentional about showing and representing all sorts of people within the community. So I thought that was really cool, and it definitely showed, or it was obvious to me that they were being intentional with the representation.
Absolutely. Well, we Dan and I joke like, it's so great, all this diversity, and then you just got the white guy with beard corner over here with
you are part of the community too. You are important, Jay. It's good. Like
no, it was good. It was good. But it's like we know it's like, oh, this is great. It's so diverse. This is so awesome, and showing everybody and everyone gonna be a fan and a collector, all that kind of stuff. But anywho, yes, it was a ton of fun, and it did have some hiccups. I'll talk about that more in After Dark. But yeah, it was live. Somebody asked in the chat like if it was filmed the night before. Nope, it was live. The only thing that was pre-taped was the opening. So we did 3 takes of that, the very beginning, where Dante's like, we roll deep, and then it pulls back and everyone cheers and everything. There was 3 takes of that. But after that, everything was live. But I do know there was like 3 different feeds, and then they eventually got it going. And Jason Paul luckily I still have a good head of hair. And Kyle Peterson does too. He's got flowing locks. And I'm kind of disappointed. I mean, I'll talk about more After Dark. I feel like I'm really teeing up a lot of stuff for After Dark because it's not really poignant here, but it'll be fun, just stories and tales from the experience. Okay. What thing do we want to show off first? What do we want to talk about?
So this is all new to Gary, and I know you've done a little bit of homework. But Gary, where do you want to start as far as MOTU, Barbie, Monster High, Hot Wheels?
I say let's start with MOTU. I think that's what the majority of people are interested in.
Let's do it.
What has the most reveals, I feel like. So
yeah, I mean 4 reveals in total, I think. And the first of those was the laser power He-Man. And I mean, really, like Dan and I pretty much hung out the whole day before, and Kyle for a lot of that time as well. And Kyle Woodiga from Mattel, we hung out a lot the day before.
Awesome.
But like we talked about like, okay, what is it gonna be? What's the thing gonna be? And I think for all of us, we were hoping, okay, hopefully it's an Origins figure that is one of the. We just did an episode a few weeks ago of like, okay, what's left?
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that was the hope, that it would be one of those. And so I think the fact that it was laser power He-Man, a figure that is very rare, that for a lot of American He-Man collectors have never owned before, aside from there was a Mattel MOTU Classics version, but one that is actually scaled like the original vintage figure and has all the same features of that original vintage figure. It's a really cool reveal, and it was just such a exciting moment. I will say that moment when Dan got to like turn it on in live in front of everybody, they turned off the lights. That was a really cool moment, just in the room with the 100 or so people that were in there. And yeah, it's a really, I think, well done. I mean, it's what you would expect out of an Origins figure. A lot of people have complained about the hair, but that's like the vintage figure had a different hairstyle. And
that light is so bright too. Like even under like your camera lighting and everything, you can kind of see the glowing on He-Man. Like that's really cool. Are the batteries replaceable? I'm curious.
Yeah, so I kind of sussed it out during that review, but it's like little watch batteries. Like it's a little compartment back here. But yeah, it's got a good brightness to it. There's 2 different modes. If you like hold down, and does like this kind of glowing thing.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I think it's the simpler of the 2 laser power figures, or laser light and laser power. The laser light Skeletor does like piping through his arm, so his glove lights up as well as the staff. So that one's probably a little bit harder to pull off, but I assume we're getting that one soon. And I just love that he's just like a little proton pack power sword. Goes right there. But yeah, no, it's I thought it was a great figure. Gary, you're seeing this, I guess, for the first time. What's your thoughts on this laser power He-Man?
I mean, I think it's great. They did a great job of capturing what made the original special, and I'm just a sucker for anything that glows, whether it be watch batteries or, glow in the dark.
Indigo, baby, indigo.
That's it. But did the original have multiple pulse patterns, or is that exclusive to this? Do you know?
I've never even held a vintage one. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I've seen one at PowerCon when it was in Anaheim. And
yeah.
that figure was like, I don't know, $5,000 or whatever. No, I'm not going to
Wow.
pay a $5,000 figure. No way.
Nope.
Yeah.
And there were people are saying in the chat, yes, there maybe a head pack because there were two different head sculpts. One was a little more traditional, one was a little more Dolph Lundgren-y. Okay, Turtle Dave says the original just turn on and off. So there you go.
Cool.
So I feel like they struck a good balance here between the two.
Yeah, it's definitely got a retro but modern feel to it, and I think that's a fine line, and they walked it well.
Be cool if it was
Like, so hold on, I think somebody was saying that they were surprised that they didn't do both at the same time. Yeah, it was Bacon McShig, where I'm surprised they released this on its own rather than doing a 2-pack with Laserlight Skeletor. What I was gonna say to kind of that point with Bacon McShig is one of the really cool things about MOTU, as somebody who tries to be measured in my collecting habits, is that there are so many on and off ramps for He-Man, and like as long as you have the different iterations of like He-Man and Skeletor, whether it's the classic ones, whether it's the flying fists and the what's the Skeletor that goes with flying, yeah, Terror Claws, there you go, or now here again Laserlight, He-Man and Skeletor. It's really cool that there is always that pairing, that yin and that yang all throughout the line. So I'm excited for Skeletor to come out. I know you were saying this might be a good swan song when we were talking about it previously. This being revealed already is getting me more excited for, and I think I voiced it on that episode, that I feel like the better swan song would be the Giants. Like that would be, or as other people have said, I feel like the triumvirate of Allison Troy and Andrew Gady's Toys and Derek Hoover on a Retro Cavalcade, they mentioned that maybe the last figure would be Too Bad, because it's like it's too bad that the line is ending. Like that is kind of, that'd be kind of a fun play on words, but it's great. As soon as you mentioned, and Dan said it during the live stream with it, hey, I'm hoping it's something from the vintage collection and the Origins line. I think that really is kind of the bread and butter right now of Mattel MOTU. And so it's just great to see that even during a movie year where they're supposed to be slowing down, I mean, this is heat for the MOTU Origins line. That
I like that.
They're not just asleep at the wheel. Like this is, they're still bringing their A game to the Origins line.
Yeah.
Jay, did you ask anyone if the MOTU line is dead, and if so, when you put over? Yeah, no, not dead, not dead. In fact, very not opposite of that, dead. All right. So again, I thought a really cool reveal. And then there was my reveal, which was the Brick Shop Castle Grayskull. So this gets released later. So released later. Was it April 26th or something like that? And I mean, so the way the cases were, we did a quick rehearsal the night before, and so we kind of saw Dan's was a little bit shorter, so we figured it was a figure or two, and then mine was like a little bit taller and boxier, so like, okay, maybe, but it's not big enough for like a full Grayskull play set, so we were like, maybe it's a giant. Like there's a lot of guesses on maybe what was inside it. But really cool that they're expanding the brick shop on these. And it's small. I know some people are kind of giving crap about the little, I thought very Mighty Max-esque little kind of nano figures or whatever they call them. But but I really dug them just because Lego has minifigures, and those minifigures are cool. I kind of like this, Micro Machines, Mighty Max-esque minifigures, because it kind of just allows it to fit and scale with this Castle Grayskull pretty well. And it's not like a gigantic Castle Grayskull. It's a pretty measured Castle Grayskull. So I think it's fun. I think it's a fun kind of miniaturized way to go about it. But I would be shocked if we don't get a core line Castle Grayskull. That would be a shocker. So I don't think this is the last Castle Grayskull we're gonna get to support the new movie. But Quip, what was your thoughts? I know you love Legos. I don't think you've dabbled in Brick Shop. I don't think.
I don't think I've dabbled in Brick. No, I haven't dabbled in Brick Shop. Let me say that. But I do know that the Mega Constructs Grayskull was really well received. I know one of our guesses was a Grayskull playset.
Yep.
And this is a mini playset. I think the comparison to Mighty Max and Polly Pocket is spot on. It's fun. I really dig it because not everything has to be huge. Particularly, I mean, we were just talking about having to open up things and running out of shelf space. So if you're just looking to kind of have small representations, it's fun. Yeah. I don't know that I have any notes on it. I love that the little vines that are kind of like attaching to it, like that, those botanical pieces are really cool. It seems like you get a really good representation of minifigures for this. I'm curious, do we know a price point for this?
They didn't have one.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. And I don't know because like during the live stream, and Jay, you're gonna get one of these, but we'll mail it to you. I was like, okay. Oh. But then at the end of the thing, they handed me the laser power He-Man, which I was fine with. Like, whatever. I what's here now? I want it. So I don't know if I'm still gonna get one of these or not, but whatever. It's not a big deal. But I will say for the space conscious, it's nice that you could have a nice little place. This could look good on your desk or whatever. It's not. They've already made a massive, or not to say massive, but a good size Castle Grayskull for their Mega Constructs line. So, and that's fine. Like these they're not gonna be as cool as those Mega Figs. They're just not. But this isn't trying to do that. It's kind of in this more, again, Micro Machines Mighty Max ish scale, and that's fun to be in that scale. Gary,
very much remind me of like the Micro Machine Power Ranger figurines that came out back in the 90s and things of that nature. It looks like, I think Brick Shop up till now has only done vehicles, so it's kind of cool seeing their interpretation of characters. And in a world where it feels like most brick sets are knocking off Lego, it's kind of cool to see something fresh.
Yeah,
that's true. That's a very good point. They're not trying to mimic the Lego minifigures. Like these minifigures are clearly, I don't know, they feel more like D&D minis almost, even though I think they're slightly smaller than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a different approach.
Agreed.
Great way of putting it, Gary.
If you like James here, I love the Mega Micro figures, and these non-posable ones feel like a huge downgrade. If you're trying to compare these to those, these will feel like a downgrade.
Yeah.
But if you look at the mindset of like it's just something different, and it's approaching a different scale and probably a different price point, then I think it's okay. I don't think this is trying to be what they've already done. I think it's just trying to be something different, which is okay. Especially if maybe they've seen like they're just trying to fill a space to Quip's point that's different than Lego, to get kids' attention or something like that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But overall, looks pretty solid. Should we just keep going MOTU?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about this Monster High Skull Lecter MOTU Skeletor doll, because what's so funny, and I'm blanking on whomever was the creator for, or the guest that was on.
I think it's like Matt's Monsters.
Matt's Monsters,
okay. Or something. Yeah. Let me double check that.
But what's so funny is, and I don't think they did it during the live stream. I'm blanking on it now. I didn't actually watch the live stream. I lived it. But that was not trying to be whatever.
It's Matt Monster Studio. So
Matt Monster
to make sure.
Studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matt Monster Studios. Yeah.
Matt Monster Studios.
Yes.
But when we did the rehearsal, that's like, what do you think's in there? And then Matt was like, oh, I really hope it's a Masters of the Universe crossover. And then Dan and I we're in our little corners and stuff. There's nobody in there. Like, what? Yeah, let's go. We're just also hoping, because like Dan literally right before he said, I was like, man, I hope it's like a MOTU crossover. And so MH fans were so well dressed. I know, God, fine. I admit it. Everybody except, actually, I will also defend Kyle. Actually, only myself was the not dressed well, because Pixel Dan had the blazer.
He did.
Kyle had the cool cowboy shirt.
It was very throwback to like 70s wrestling,
Yeah.
like with the different territories. That's what I was thinking. I was like, he's on brand. The Barbie people dressed to the nines, very well branded. Even with the jacket flip to go from the Barbie side to the Ken side, like that was. I was like, oh, Jay, you like when you are invited back, because you did such a phenomenal job with Pixel Dan when you were both invited back. I need you to like pair up and maybe do like okay, I'm gonna be He-Man coded, I'm gonna be Skeletor coded, something where you guys are vibing and you're really repping the MOTU scene.
Maybe, I don't know. But I did not feel inferior or put down by it all.
No.
But who was I'm blanking on their name because they're really nice. The flip jacket guy. I have his card actually. I probably should.
Yeah, I just added him on Insta.
But we were just there was a lot of just downtime and hanging out. But he was talking about that jacket backstage before, and I think we were in line to go to the bathroom, and he was right next to me. I was like, that's the coolest jacket ever. But he did not let on during that conversation that it flipped inside out. So I had no, like, everybody, including, I don't even know if the Mattel employees knew he had that flip move locked in, because he was just talking about how he bought it. It was for the movie, and he found it online and got a good deal, shipped it from London or something like that. And so when he did that flip, I was like, oh my God, that was such a good move. Anyway.
So that was Lindsay, and on Instagram, he's at Ken Collector.
Okay, Ken Collector. Yeah, Lindsay. Just awesome person. That was just a really cool move. But okay. When this was revealed, we're all really hype because I think it's really cool. I don't collect Monster High, but I appreciate the approach that they take to these figures or these dolls. And I thought this one looks so freaking cool. Just the sandal, boots, the paint on her face just really pops. Her eyes really pop. I thought it was a really cool design. And so at the end of, not to spoil my hauls, but at the end of when they brought us up and gave us the laser power He-Mans, like basically they kind of had the things for whoever, what part you're in. So MOTU is laser light. And then so Kyle, they didn't actually have the Stone Cold Steve Austin. So Kyle was like, oh, can I just have the laser power He-Man? Because I like MOTU too. So they gave him the laser power He-Man. Nice. And then they got to this Skeletor doll, and both Dan and I were like, God, we really want that one too. Like, should we announce it? And then so we're like, all right. So the person that actually the Matt's Monsters, Matt's Loves Monsters,
Matt Monster Studios,
they got their a Skeletor, and then for myself and Dan, I was like, hey, could we get one? Because they had like 5 or 6 of them there. Nobody else was getting them. Can we have one of those too? And the Mattel lady was like, no. I was like, okay.
Oh,
wow.
Wow. But I thought it was really cool. Gary, what do you think of this Monster High?
I love this thing. So I almost picked this as the main thing to go into, but I'm like, no, we'll get to my favorite parts. This is one of my favorite parts from the video I didn't watch. And I think that she looks incredible. I love Monster High and all that they do, especially with these collabs. And I think this one's a home run. Like you said, the heels, the way that there's claws at the base of the heels, and just everything about it. And it's also kind of wild just imagining Skeletor with long purple hair.
Yeah. I'm downloading a video I took while I was there, because like once the thing was done, they picked up the glass cubes off of everything. Mm-hmm. So we could kind of get close in. That's one critique I would have, is that I watched Colleen clipped a couple things, and I kind of glanced. And I also watched some of Mega J's live stream, which was really funny. If you haven't watched that, it was fun, him freaking out when it wasn't working or whatever. But the glass, like, it didn't, you could see it super clear there. Like there wasn't the weird glass glare or anything. Like it was like see-through glass in the studio. And then the clips that I've seen online of it, it's not very clear and you can't really see it. And so I was kind of bummed that, you all weren't seeing it as clearly as we were seeing it when we were sharing our reactions or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know if it was that much of a pain in the neck, but here we go. Here she is. But yeah, I agree, Gary. She looks awesome.
Yeah, this would have been the thing that I'd been like, okay, take this one back and give me her.
That's really cool. I missed the fact that the three toes were like part of the high heels before, and didn't really like zoom in on the figure like that. But it's really cool, the different design elements that they use to create this. And Monster High is really great about taking creatures from different IPs and then making it fit into the world and the aesthetic that they've established for that line.
Yep. No, I agree. I think I went behind show her hair. There we go. I just love how they did that.
That's
Where
so
the hood has like a hair slot goes through.
They nailed that.
Right? Looks so good. All right. So there you go. All right, what should we go to next?
We got to go to the James Jean.
Oh, yes.
Crossover.
James Jean reveal. Hold on, I got a video of that one too. That was pretty cool. So we knew it was a James Jean MOTU collab. Because they posted something on Mattel Creations before. And so like when the rehearsal, once they said James Jean, he was like, oh no, they just posted about it, and he's pulling up on his phone like the artwork and stuff like that. So we had kind of a bit of a sense of, you know, what those were going to be. And I thought they turned out pretty good. I know some people have given flack that the He-Man has all these flowers or whatever, but it's a really cool like design, especially when you see them in person. And like the jade, as he called it, that plastic, it has this kind of translucency to it.
I mean, if you grew up either in an Asian household, I had lots of friends growing up that were Filipino, or like having friends who were Asian, and like you kind of walk past these pieces, remind me of like the different beautiful sculptures that you'd have in the curio, in the same living room covered in plastic, where you're not actually allowed to actually live in that living room. Like, so these harken back to my childhood of just like hanging out with friends and seeing kind of the fancy figurines and things that that my Asian friends would have just about the house. So this speaks to me. It might not speak to everybody, but I don't know. It's a really cool mixture of your fandom, right? So going back to what I was saying earlier about if you're not collecting everything, if you don't have space to collect everything, and you just want something that's a little touch of, hey, this is something I grew up with, like maybe like a nice accent in your formal living room, right? Then these figures could be it. Like you could be in and out these two figures, coral versus floral, and you have two beautiful pieces. Even the
you
box
like that
art.
I ad-libbed that on the spot live, the coral versus floral. That was my bit.
Oh, nice. But yeah, they definitely I don't know, it's just these figures are really cool, and I think it's a great kind of artist crossover collab that they've done here. They might not speak to everybody, but I love them. I dig them. I think they definitely, the artist and Mattel did a great job kind of elevating, so to speak, the MOTU Origins figures, right?
Yep.
So these look cool. I mean, if you don't like them, argue with your mama. But
and I will say there's something also too to these, like the box art and just like the presentation in box is really freaking cool. I think they turned out really, really good. But also it's okay if this isn't for you, that's okay. Like there's plenty of MOTU things available to you. This is an artist collab, and you know you don't have to buy it if you don't want to buy it. And yeah, the Young Hummus, James, one of the best modern artists around today. All right, Gary, what's your thoughts?
I think they're amazing. The colors, everything about them. And I don't totally understand the Da Vinci work, that like how it's connected to the original painting. However, like just what they did with this itself is beautiful. Sort of the Cthulhu staff on Skeletor, and just I don't know, every color choice is intentional and it's beautiful. And here's my pitch: you and Pixel Dan go next year as Coral and Floral.
Ooh, that's a good call. That's a good call.
All right, Coral and Flora, we'll bring it. It. Anywho, so there you go. Let's see. Site mentions that these were inspired by the composition of Leonardo da Vinci's painting Battle of Anghiari.
Ooh, Google it. I don't know that piece. I'm unfamiliar. So let's compare it.
Battle of yeah, if it wasn't a Da Vinci piece that was not mentioned in the Da Vinci Code, I don't know it.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I like that this is the starting point for something too. You know, they could do He-Man and other properties in various art styles, or referencing other, you know, famous works of art. And I think that's kind of a cool way to extend the life even further.
Yeah, hold on, let's pull it up.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, stuff's going on.
I mean,
we're getting cultured here on Geek Dad
I know,
Life.
look at us. Art Dad Life or
yeah,
Art
Life. Artist life. So, I don't totally catch the connection, aside from it's dudes on things.
We'll go back, pull it back up, Jay, because I saw a Havoc staff in there. I don't know if you guys see the little ram there on the dude to the left. No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there's something that's there. It's that's interesting though. Okay. And then you could see that he's kind of got shells and there's different elements of leaves. But okay, all right. I did not know that. Thank you for sharing that information.
Boom. Cultured. All right. Let's keep moving on here. What other things do we want to share or talk about? We got WWE, Hot Wheels, Barbie.
We can jump into the Hot Wheels.
Oh, okay. Hot Wheels. It's Pope. I don't think I shot a video of that. Wait, maybe I did. Okay, here we go. Can you guess which one I thought was the worst reveal? No. I'm sure the Hot Wheels people or Naruto, I don't know how to pronounce it.
No, you nailed it.
Oh, okay. Well, because I watched Johnny Nostalgia did a video about it, and he was pronouncing it like really extra, and I was like, I don't think I've ever pronounced it right now that I've heard him just pronounce it. But
you can easily just call it Naruto. It's just not Naruto. Don't call it Naruto.
That's Naruto. Am I right?
There you go.
All right. So, and then hold on. Let me turn this down. So I cool kind of crossover thing. I know there's a lot of Naruto. Oh, now I'm not saying it right. Naruto.
Yeah. I'm in your head.
I know. What is the right way now? I've lost it.
Naruto.
Lord. Agreed, Dorlax. If you don't like it, don't buy it. It's pretty easy. Okay, but so I mean, it looks cool. I at first I was like, oh, is this a what the hell is that movie? Fast and the Furious car? I was like, oh no, it's a collab. And so yeah, it's all right. This is the one I you know, I'll share. Maybe I'll share it later, but you know, it was maybe just because Hot Wheels are so small. I feel like everybody else had these nice, cool, big things, and there's just like one little car. But I don't know. Quip, what's your thoughts on this thing?
So I am not as familiar with Hot Wheels. I know there are different levels of accuracy that they'll get down into. Like I think that's fair. It's kind of hard to convey the same sort of excitement with something that is on this scale that's that small, versus larger things that you can share. Like we'll get into some other reveals that were some of my favorites from the show, but yeah, so it was cool. I'm excited for Hot Wheels and Naruto like crossover. Oh, one of the points that I forgot to make with respect to even that Skeletor, the crossover between He-Man and Monster High, excuse me, was that Mattel is doing a really good job with these crossovers, whether it's cross-pollination of their different IPs that they own in-house, or whether it's their collaborations with artists or IPs beyond what they control or have developed in-house. So This is another fun Keystone piece. You never know. There's somebody out there who is correcting Naruto action figures and collecting Hot Wheels, and they just dropped this and they lost their minds. Like, this is a Keystone
100%.
piece that will bridge the two collections and work perfectly for them. I don't know enough about the fandom of Hot Wheels for why they would get excited about this, but I'm not yucking anyone's yum. It's a fun car.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with what you said.
Not you that. Yeah, I was not. This tells me you didn't Quip. I'm sorry, Gary.
No. I do agree with what Quip said. The only reason I chose this is because I wanted to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
It's really cool that, you know, for the person who it's made for, and I'm not trying to criticize what anyone enjoys, but for me personally, not super into Hot Wheels and not super into Naruto. So it's like, it wasn't made for me, but I'm glad for those who want it.
There you go.
But it does look
it's cool. That's all right. All right. Let's keep moving on from there. What do we want to do next?
Quip.
I want to talk Barbie.
I do too. I was going to say this for last, but here we go.
Okay.
This large scale Silkstone Barbie Atelier doll is stunning in person. I think I shot video of this one. I'm pretty sure. But I had sisters, so I played Barbies with my sisters. But I've never really been a Barbie collector. Thankfully, because I can't afford it, nor do I have any extra space to add a whole nother level of collecting to my habits. But this figure was just jaw-dropping stunning. They probably have the prices. It's for sale right now, but the glass eyes, all of the fabrics, the stitchings, I thought it just looked absolutely phenomenal. Was it Atelier?
And I just looked up the price. My eyes just got real big.
Oh, how much?
But you know what? It's Barbie fans. Yes, I want you to guess. Gary, how much do you think it is?
Okay.
I'm gonna guess 120.
Okay, Jen.
All right. Were Price is Right rules?
Price is Right rules.
Always Price is Right rules.
You said 120, Gary?
Yeah.
121.
Oh,
it is $300.
300?
300.
Goodness.
Ouch.
Yeah. So I don't know what has gone into this particular figure, but I do know one of the things that I believe Ken Collector called out Lindsay was specifically that Barbies traditionally have plastic shoes. And this one appears to have like stitched patent leather, like I don't know if it's patent leather, but the stitched leather shoes, boots, like they're real tiny boots. So it's almost, I don't know if it would be.
They had some of these there. Maybe I should have said yes to this one, not Laser Power Skeleton.
or
Laser Power.
Yeah, this is really where you should have traded up. See, you never know. But this one, I don't know if it's comparable.
We only had 2 of these, by the way. So
it went to Ken Collector, and then I forget the other gentleman's name. But this particular Barbie, that price tag, I didn't know. Whoa. But would it be fair to compare it to Hot Toys? I know Hot Toys are more like trying to capture real life likenesses of actors. But this one, I know they mention it's one of the tallest Barbies that they've created.
Like 14 and a half inches or something.
Yep.
Yeah. And I don't know all that went into as far as the craftsmanship with whether it's those earrings or the dress itself with the bow and the poof. I don't know. So who am I to judge? I mean, we buy Hot Toys all the time. We're about to start talking about Mondo Leonardo that I'm excited about at the tail end of this, that Barbie collectors would go, for that? Really? So again, if you don't want it, you don't have to buy it. But we're just talking about the toys. We're not talking specifically about the price. And the toy itself is a work of art. This is really cool.
Stunning. It's absolutely stunning. And I think, to your point, Quip, like the price is the price. $300. It's a lot of money. I don't have that kind of money to spend. but I do for probably a Mondo toy or something. So it just depends on like what floats your boat. But if you're looking for like that, and again, I don't know if Barbie collectors have that level of something that they collect. You know, like we have the retail toys that we buy, right? And then we've got the Mondos or the Hot Toys at that very high end premium level toy. And I don't know much about Barbie, but you know, they're probably saying, hey, why can't we have that tier level Barbie doll? You know, and so I will say that this thing is an absolute stunner. The packaging is so beautiful. It's so nice.
Box again, as a still a Minton box, as a dedicated Minton box collector primarily. When they brought it out and they did the little rotation where it's like a stage, like that was
beautiful.
So at least the packaging is, they are trying to upscale it. They're trying to make it feel more like a premium collectible. They didn't phone it in with the boxes. So.
Yeah, and I mean they succeeded. Everything about this is a home run for me. And like I would buy so many more Barbies if they didn't take up so much space. Like it's one of my favorite things out there. I've always loved Barbies, and I don't have a sister to blame for that, Jay. I'm
just saying I did play with Barbies.
No, I'm joking with you. It's one of my ever since I was a kid, I've been a fan, and the collaborations, like when they were doing the Lucy dolls and like famous people like Frank Sinatra and stuff like that, I would always pick those up, but they just take up so much space. One thing I wanted to call out was that the fingers and toes for the first time ever in this are articulated.
Yep.
And I think that's a really nice touch as well. So yeah, I mean, I sometimes balk at the price of a hot toy or whatever, but for some reason I'm like $300 for this Barbie. Okay. I'd do that. So it's just about where it hits you, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, there you go. Barbie. I'm a Barbie.
We all have our made up collecting price thresholds, and we break that threshold for the perfect figure when it comes along.
Exactly.
We've all done it.
You're right.
All logic.
I'll never pay this much for a figure. Ooh, my favorite character. We do it every time, right?
Yeah.
Let's keep on the Barbie train. Let's talk about this Uno Ken set, which, you know what, looked fun. I love Uno, even though Quip blew my mind last week, where he talked about how there's house rules where you can start stacking the plus fours or whatever. I never played that way. That seems really messed
I will
up.
say, favorite moment of the stream is when they ask Ken Collector, when they ask Lindsay, so do you play Uno? And he goes, do I play Uno? I'm black. Like, what do you mean? Like, of course. Like, he was almost offended. And then, of course, as soon as he sat down, he was like, are we playing house rules? Like, real subtle things where it's like, I picked up on it. Like, that got an audible laugh out of me. So, yes.
And I love as they're going through, and then Alan is the wild card. The whole, I don't know if it popped as well, like at home, but just in the studio, the whole crowd erupted that Alan had his own wild card in the set.
Yeah. Side note, I love Alan. I have the original 1960s Alan.
Yeah.
That was my mom's.
Oh, wow.
I still have most of his original clothing. He's the only one that survived because he had a plastic head, no plastic hair, so my mom couldn't go barbershop on him. So I've had that ever since I was a kid. And when they decided to do what they did with Alan in the movie a few years back, I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is wonderful. So I'm glad to see him here in this Ken deck.
And I believe the special card here was you could take any discarded special card from the discard pile, I believe. So that's it's a cool play too. I don't know if that's in any, I'm sure that's in some other decks, but it's a fun. And then the what is it, the sugar daddy or whatever Ken crowds there, that was fun. Navigating that live. that was a lot of fun. But anywho, really cool, fun set. All right, let's see what else. Should we talk about K-pop?
Well, we didn't do the Stone Cold figure yet. We didn't do the wrestling reveal that Kyle Peterson.
We'll talk about wrestling.
Yeah.
From Barbie to wrestling. We're covering everything.
Unfortunately, they didn't have one for Kyle to take home there. I don't think it was like ready in time or something. So that's why he took the laser power He-Man home. But again, I'm not a wrestling guy. But I thought, they showed clips and stuff from the scene this was inspired by, everything that it comes with. I thought it's a really good looking figure. So if you're collecting WWE guys, this one looks like it captures that moment really well. And the special head sculpt, the throne, the little stool for the crown, the soft goods Austin 316 shirt. I thought everything looked pretty darn good.
So this is actually marking. So this June will be the 30th anniversary of the King of the Ring coronation. So this is kind of the genesis of the Stone Cold Steve Austin persona, where he first does the quote of, Austin 316 says, "I just whooped your," because at the time Jake the Snake was doing different quotes and he'd like quote Psalms, I think. And so this was just kind of a pivotal moment in wrestling history that kind of sent Steve Austin on the trajectory that he went on to being a face during the Attitude Era. Even though he was a heel in the face, but to being the face or one of the main faces of wrestling at the time. So that's why this is just such a great moment for them to capture in their WWE Elite collection line.
Boom. There you go. Gary, I know you're a big WWE fan.
Not so much this era, but I obviously was aware of Stone Cold, and my friend was a huge fan. And so I remember this moment. And all I can really comment on is how good that face sculpt is.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Like, I think it's phenomenal. I'm curious if maybe it wasn't ready because they're planning some additional head sculpts or something. But because just the half open mouth, as iconic as it is, it would be nice to have like maybe a closed-lipped face as well.
Sorry, Gary, you don't get it.
That's it.
Nope, that's it.
Wow. Okay. Well, regardless, there's plenty of other Stone Colds with their mouths closed. So I think this is a really nice thing, and I'm seeing so many people in the chat mentioning the throne, and I'm sure it would be great for many other properties if you don't care about wrestling. So.
Yeah. So I was thinking wrestling. Yeah. Somebody mentioned that you can give that throne to anyone. And yeah, it was Mecha Man Blade. And I was thinking King Booker, right? That'd be a great throne to give with Booker T. But honestly, it could go with any figure that you might want to put on it.
So yeah, only one head sculpt. But there's other Steve Austin figures. So
yeah.
And they still didn't give him, I guess, is this also going to be at retail, or is this going to be a Mattel Creations exclusive? Because I don't think they
exclusive.
It is? It's an exclusive?
I think it's on the website for sale.
Okay. Yeah. Well, sometimes they sell things that also make it to retail, though, don't they?
Fair. Yeah. I mean, maybe.
Yeah. I was just curious about, so yeah, you give him hands with one finger showing, but there's another finger that Steve Austin is notorious for throwing up. And I don't know that Mattel has ever done a figure with that finger. And that's all.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Somebody Code Killer Confuser. He's got that Gambit ab.
Hold on, it's not that bad, is it?
No, it's not that bad. For some reason, it did, like, he's still stocky enough. It's not as obvious as it was with Gambit on the Hasbro side of things. But
the Flipboard had middle fingers. Maybe those middle fingers can suffice for.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion, Bouquet.
All right. Let's see. Is it now up? This is our moment.
Yeah, I think it's about time for that.
They took them down so fast, so I don't have a video of it, but I think
I dropped a link. So there's fan vote. There you go. That's a good image. Yeah.
I'm curious. Let's poll this dais of fine individuals. Gear Bears, who are you voting for? Demon Genu or Sleeping Bag Mira?
I'm thinking Sleeping Bag Mira. I think this would be a good poll for the chat too.
Ooh, good call.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were about to do. Great call.
I'll
Gary. Let's pull the chat.
Right, meow. Sorry. Quip.
So I'm of two minds, honestly. This is really hard, and I know some people are going to say both, but so as far as characters are concerned that we see like for an extended moment, right? Sleeping Bag Mira was a quick visual gag.
Mhm.
Demon Genu is pretty essential. Like we have the Saja Boys incarnation of Genu, I believe, in Barbie form. That was one of the ones that, well, not Barbie form, sorry, in the K-pop Demon Hunters doll form. So to have demon form Genu feel like people would want that more, but the virality, the fun aspect of it, and going back to the fashion dolls, kind of the vibe that Barbie has had, even though this is it's a similar form factor. I could see why Sleeping Bag Mira would be appealing, but I gotta go with Demon Genu. I feel like he's more pivotal to the plot and to collectors' collections.
You raise a valid point. I just
Change your mind. Sorry, Gary. Too late.
I know I'm not. I just like that, you know, if they were to do the full sleep, I'm actually defending my choice. I just if they were to do the full version of the sleeping bag look and then almost have like a spotlight Barbie Mira underneath, which is sort of what the design was like. I feel like that's just a really nice looking thing for the shelf. So
that could be it could be a fun. It's like when Mondo did the packaging for Wolverine, where he was laying in the bed and he had like the picture just kind of capturing a like meme moment. And we very much, it still seems to be a major part of culture. So I wouldn't be mad at either of these being made. I mean, for the people who are saying both, I mean, I'd love to see both of these made. But if I have to pick one, I go Genu. That's all. That's all.
So the millisecond I saw Sleeping Bag Mira, I was like, that's my vote.
Okay.
And it's just an instinctual thing. The poll's up right now, folks. I screen sharing it. I know it's kind of small, so I don't know if that's very useful or not. But maybe I can do this.
So if we're going to be strategic with the votes, though, so Andy Stutz raises a really good point. He's saying Demon Genu shouldn't be in a vote like at all. All the demon forms should get a release.
Agreed.
There you go. So that's fair. If you're trying to hedge your bets, right? If they're only going to make one, but definitely they'll eventually do. Like if we don't get Demon Genu in like a single pack, then maybe they do a Saja Boys like 5-pack in their demon forms eventually. But Sleeping Bag Mira, who could make for, who said it? I want to make sure I'm giving credit. Somebody said, oh yeah, so it's Tom's Toy Ramble. Sleeping Bag Mira feels like a convention exclusive down the line.
That's true too.
Good call out.
Yeah.
So, it's so hard. This is a really hard choice.
And look, judging from the percentage of this poll, everyone feels that way. It's very push and pull.
Yeah.
Push and pull. So okay, this is going back and forth, folks. Also, not a lot of you all have voted. Like 300 something people, maybe 300 people watching right now. Only 49 have voted. The lethargy here on the vote is kind of low, but at least so far, Demon Genu was winning, and now Sleeping Bag Mira is winning. And I kind of agree with that sentiment that Demon Genu should just become. I mean, both of these should be made at some point anyway.
Yeah,
but just like a fun. No, when I click the 3 dots, Brian, it makes me want to end the poll. So, like, watch, I'll click these 3 dots and just end poll. That's all I got.
There you go.
Huh.
But this is kind of working, right? So get your votes in, folks. So my hope is that they will just release both of these. And if you haven't watched K-pop Demon Hunters, do yourself a favor. Put in that old tape of K-pop Demon Hunters and give it a whirl, and you'll thank us for it. I voted to get rid of the pop-up. All right, we'll end the poll. Sleeping Bag Mira.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh. Hey.
It's getting intense. We need a duck race.
Gonna end it.
Gotta end it before I win because they were coming out. Did you just close the polls early? Come on, man.
Oh my god.
Look, that's not really a loss on your end, Quip. I mean, it was so close. And honestly, I think either one of these is a win as long as they both eventually get made.
Yeah, I think both these are gonna get made. Honestly, like and maybe I'm being naive, but I think both will get made.
Let's hope so. We can be optimistic and say eventually both will get made, but maybe they're just trying to see. Maybe they're using these two figures to determine the rollout, to kind of, as a litmus test, testing the waters to see which ones people are clamoring more for. And maybe they're even using the voting information as far as to make sure that there is still that fervor for it, because these figures are coming out way later, right? After the really big pop and fervor for K-pop Demon Hunter. So it's still there. But maybe they're just kind of, testing the water for how obscure. Hey, do you want these main figures, or are you really still vibing with this kind of obscure reference?
Yeah, I agree. It is getting a Criterion Collection release. I've got my Criterion Collection pre-ordered.
Wow.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
That's how you know it's good. If Criterion's putting it out there, it's got to be somewhat culturally significant for them to do it. Is that everything?
That's everything. The only thing we didn't talk about, which was a real clip or a quick clip at the end of the video, was the Barbie MOTU kind of like teaser, collab, right?
Yeah.
They tease us a little. They gave us just a little taste, a little boom,
a few little teases. That one I think was the most teaserific, if you will. And honestly, there's just a lot of downtime. So literally it's Dan, myself, Kyle, and then Toy Shiz was there. And so we're just hanging out, shooting the shit between stuff. And we're like, I think even Dan brought up, it's like, I think there were probably a Barbie MOTU crossover or something. I don't think there's ever been a Barbie MOTU crossover. I was like, yeah, it kind of makes sense. It feels like this is that kind of show. But there was the tease for it, so let's kind of wait and see. Makes sense though, a Barbie MOTU crossover movie year. I'm sure we'll get like a He-Man and a Tila probably. And it could be like Ken and Barbie, versions of them. So yeah, it'd be fun.
I could see a Skeletor getting thrown in there too. Just
yeah, and a Skell-Allen.
I'm in. I'm buying 3.
So there you have it. I know there were some people feeling like it was kind of underwhelming or whatever. Like there wasn't a ton of reveals. But I just feel like this is kind of like a little appetizer, pre-Comic-Con appetizer for, the Creations website, there must be something for ending Q1 or something like that, at least with online stores and stuff, because you've got all around the same time, you have the Creations Con, you have the Walmart Collector Con, you've got Holothon. There must be some economic reason that all of these things are kind of hitting right about now. Just trying
Super 7 with bringing a bunch of stuff out of the archives, NECA with the couple of pop-up anniversary drops. I think they're calling it Movie Mania for the Ninja Turtles stuff. Yeah, everybody does seem to be trying to sell a bunch of things or raise some hype around their different online outlets. So
but final thoughts on the Mattel Creations event, Gary. I know just your thoughts on the reveals, I guess, since you didn't watch the main show.
I thought this was a pretty solid year of reveals. I look forward to next year whenever there's more of a TMNT presence, and we'll see a lot more than just the core items. I do wish Hot Wheels had done a little more for their presentation, because I want for them to be successful, and just one car isn't quite eye-catching. Obviously MOTU brought it, Barbie brought it, Monster High, I would have liked to see maybe one more thing, but what they gave us was great. Missing Street Sharks, missing Jurassic Park.
So sorry.
just a couple because like they've been dangling that Street Sharks carrot for a long time, and I think that line is dead. But I'd rather them just announce it officially. So, yeah, good show. Well, I mean, good reveals.
Love it. I'm setting up the best in show poll right now. What should be in there? MOTU, Monster High, Barbie. What should be the fourth? Is it WWE or K-pop Demon Hunters?
K-pop Demon Hunters, I feel like would be at least what they revealed. I know it's not official either way. I would say K-pop Demon Hunters, but what are you thinking, Gary?
I would say Monster High.
Well, I have Monster High in there. There it is.
Okay.
Yeah, you said Monster High, Barbie, MOTU, and then what should be the other one? I don't know if Hot Wheels or WWE.
Yeah,
Hot Wheels is a no for me.
I'm K-pop Demon Hunters.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
All right, get your votes in, folks. And I'll put the poll up here. Thank you, Brian Brink, for teaching me how to do a pop-out chat 6 years into doing live streams. Let me pull this up here. There we go. All right. Quip. What's your final thoughts?
Everybody did a great job working through the technical difficulties. You got into a good rhythm, little bit of a rocky start, but everyone brought their A game. Loved hearing all the stories from the different influencers. I believe Mattel has put up the handles for all the influencers, like all of their ads on their Instagram. So if you like the personalities, I know I use that to add a couple of people to follow them on Instagram because it's just fun to support the toy community.
Amen.
And toys begetting toys. Even if something isn't necessarily your bag, I'm passionate about passionate people, right? And so just the passion coming through from the different fandoms of, be it Hot Wheels, Monster High, Barbie, MOTU, even WWE collecting, right? I mean, I wasn't expecting to be excited about the WWE drop, but you gave a little bit of your backstory about how you started collecting, and it was sort of mint in box. I started officially collecting with the Hasbro. Well, no, not the Hasbro. No, it was Jack Specific, the WWE Superstars line. So like my collecting journey started with wrestling, and so just to see, and it was around the Stone Cold era. So to see Stone Cold kind of and that moment for Austin 316 immortalized now as a WWE elite, that was just exciting for me. So yeah, it's all in all, I enjoyed it. It's toys. Toys are fun. Are there some things I liked more than others? Sure. But am I mad or upset at any of the drops? Absolutely not. So it's just exciting. Toys beget toys.
Well said, Quip. All right. Time for us to pick our best in show. Y'all can vote in the chat right now. For me, it's easy. It's MOTU. It's going to be MOTU. They influenced a lot of things here. But for the core MOTU stuff, Laser Power He-Man, the Castle Grayskull, the James Jean artist collab, I just thought we're all really, really good. But again, Barbie for me was really great. Monster High was great. I love what they're doing with K-pop Demon Hunters across the board. That was a little taste of it, really. But for me, it's MOTU. Quip, what's your best in show?
Best in show. I gotta go with the Barbie reveal. That Barbie reveal, as far as I was excited to see all the different toys, figures, cars, things like that, but the one that really made me go, whoa, like that is really cool. I gotta go with the Barbie reveal. That's just, I don't collect Barbie, but I did cool toys. So
Gary's pissed you stole the Barbie one, but no, that's fine. Gary, what's your best in show?
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. No worries. It's cool. No, honestly, like I knew MOTU would be number one in the poll. I think it's really cool or fascinating that Monster High is, number two. But for me personally, like Quip said, and whoever accused me of cheating off of his homework, maybe. I had the whoa moment with the Barbie. I think, the MOTU team gave us the best or the most. But what Barbie gave me was what I liked the most.
Nice. Love it. Well said. I'm going to end the poll. No shocker that MOTU won best in show there.
I'm shocked that the audience for the influencer that they picked to do MOTU reveals voted MOTU.
No shocker. But let's start a new poll here. Worst in show for me. And again, like not trying to be mean about this, but the Hot Wheels one was just underwhelming. What else? Should be Uno and WWE.
You put Uno in WWE. Yeah, that's fair.
I like the Uno, but it's just like
too.
I don't know. Like, could you done more? It was just one little deck. I don't know. Is there a fourth? Is there a fourth thing? Maybe the internet connection of having
really
to
think of a
use wife's laptop. No. Production. We'll do production value, I guess. All right. Uno got the biggest pop of the show. Where's the show? Come on. I could though. He complains about everything. You'd never be happy. I'm just trying to find four things. Anywho, best in show hosts or at least guests.
Oh, you should have put your T-shirt. That should have been the fourth one. Oh well, sorry.
Not wearing a matching jacket. No, Dan. I mean, actually, everybody just did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
And then Trish, I thought did just the having to shepherd that whole thing is no easy task. I thought she did a brilliant job. And then Dante Bosco, new guy to the crew, again, just kind of being thrown into it. And they at least from the production standpoint of what happened there live, everything was perfect. Unfortunately, the actual production side of it that you all saw on the other side, I do not think was as good as the actual in-studio experience, which I'm kind of bummed about because the in-studio experience was something I thought was really cool and how everything worked, like the reveals within the glass cases and everything. Like it was all far more greater of an experiential thing than I think it ended up being online. So that's kind of a bummer. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. But Gare Bear, worst in show, quickly.
It's Hot Wheels.
Yeah, it's fair. Quip,
Hot Wheels.
Yeah. It's Hot Wheels for me too. Hot Wheels, but production value could have been. It was kind of a bummer. That there was so many issues with it and stuff like that. All right, let's end the poll and we'll end it right there. But yeah, if you want to hear more about the story, stuff like that, we're gonna talk about that in After Dark. So whether you are a GDL family member, we have some new members that have joined us tonight. But I'll share some of the hauls and just some backstage kind of stories of the experience in the After Dark show. And that will be shared there. So you could be a member, GDL family member, or you can be a patron to join the show. Trish has been killing the host. Agreed, Brian. Let's see. Stanley's Toy Channel, new member. Nelson A, member for 43 months. Nate the Great as a YouTube member. And Dave gifted 5 new GDL family memberships. For all the members, you all get to come hang out for After Dark. And for all those new family members,
I got family.
Welcome to the GDL family. Let's quickly go through a couple things as we wrap stuff up. I did want to check into our friends over at Cryptoids and the Brian Brinks charts for them. It is Colleen got the chart up on geekdadlife.com.
Awesome.
And we'll put a little bar there as well. So if you want to play along with that at home. No, not this one. That's the wrong one. I did the Google Doc. Delete this comment.
Raggy.
Hold on. Where is the... It's on geekdadlife.com. There we go. Pub chart. I put it in the chat. Boom. There we go.
It, Jay.
Okay. I don't think Colleen will ever jump into the backstage area again. You missed that fun last week. But let's see. We have passed the $200,000 mark, which means Gary, get excited. Squonk and Jackalope unlocked. So the Glow Roswell Alien, as well as the Squonk and Jackalope have unlocked. Next up is the green Reptoid drone. That happens at $250,000. And like a lot of these things, we track a lot of Kickstarters and crowdfunds and stuff like that. Kind of have the big initial jump, and then it kind of evens out over time. But even that, there's still these kind of spikes and jumps post in this kind of arc right here. So I'll be curious to see $210,000. You're only a little under $40,000 away from that next tier unlock, and still plenty of time, 27 days, 1 hours to get all the way through these unlocks. And there are secret unlocks on 400K through 800K. I hope we can get to some of those secret unlocks, but things are looking really, really healthy for the Kickstarter for our friends over at YHS with the Cryptoids. Great call out here. Do you want to voice this one over, Quip, real quick while I get the...
Yeah, so big surprise figure drop on Wednesday, 3/25. So stay tuned, folks. This is the first I'm hearing about it. Jay, did you, Gary, did y'all know?
I knew. Yeah, there was an Instagram post about it.
Oh, there you go. Okay, all right. So I need to check my Instagram then more. Cool. But that's awesome. So YHS podcast sharing here. Stay tuned to the Cryptoids Kickstarter and to the Cryptoids and YHS Instagrams.
Yeah, hold on. We're at the Instagram Cryptoids.
It's a very cryptic Cryptoids post, but
Cryptoids. There we go. Is it this one?
Oh, there it says 325. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, but that's the one I saw. The legend is joining the team. So
ooh. Oh, hold on.
Can it be now?
What is like a shadow looking at Weekly World News?
I think I know.
What's your guess, Scare Bear?
I think it's Batboy or whatever his name is.
I think.
Whoa. That's a good
one. Like
yeah. Is that a Batboy?
Oh, trust me. I was zooming in on the articles. Like, is there Batboy stuff here?
Okay.
And some of the tags
are World News.
Yeah.
It's bringing me right back to standing in line at the commissary, and my mom says, "I'll be right back," and like leaves you there with a cart full of things at the line, and you're panicking. But then you look over at the Inquirer and you see the image of Batboy, and you say, "You know what? Everything's gonna be okay."
Like that's huge. Like if they're doing like licensed figures or whatever, like Batboy,
that is going to be major news. Yeah,
that'd be very cool.
That'd be really freaking cool. Really cool. March 25th, and I know Toylanta's next weekend. I will be there along with my family, but I know the YHS crew will be at Toylanta as well, repping Cryptoids there. So that's pretty exciting as well. And I know everyone wants Nessie, but that's a down the line.
Everybody wants Nessie
for sure.
Let them cook. Let them cook.
Exactly. Let them cook, folks. Let's just talk real quick about the Leonardo. We're running a little long here, but we gotta talk Leo for my man.
Gots to. Gots to.
Quip, I mean, you have been very clear.
Yep.
You have sold things, you have cleared the way and the paths.
The shelf down there. I'm already like, I added a level for these guys. I'm just excited. I'm so excited. And a lot of people are saying this is the first time that they are like, Mondo has done such a great job. The whole team, Kacharg Brothers, Brandon Gash of Blurred Alert, of course, and of all sorts of like favorite toy sculpts, honestly, that have been out there with multiple manufacturers. But no, they dialed this in, knocked it out of the park. Even like go back one to that Oni mask, or that Oni mask right there. That just
it's so cool.
They made Leo so cool. And now like great
question: are you going to free them from their boxes?
Absolutely, yeah. They're coming out of their boxes. They're coming out of their
shell.
Boxes. There you go. But and then even here where it's showing you that you can switch out, you can make it kind of that classic feel, where you're removing the other shin guards. But there are so many different cool accessories.
Like
I was talking with Sebastian Gomez because we're back and forth. Which one? What are you going to do with yours? What are you going to do with yours? Because we even talked about doing a live stream of an unboxing to basically create our ideal, Donnie once that comes out, and then Leo once he comes out, like how we're going to equip them. But these are just phenomenal. Knocked it out of the park with the accessories. A roadkill Rodney as a pack-in for this guy. You've got the different, even his, so the mask that I mentioned, the Oni mask, and then even kind of the head wrap or the hood when Leo kind of goes off to learn how to be a better leader in South America and then comes back. Like, it just, there's so much wrapped into these turtles, even though I know Mondo has said conceptually this is a follow-up to Secret of the Ooze.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So this is a third movie. I'm going to say 2.5 because I still, regardless of what people say, I love TMNT 3. So this is like a TMNT 2.5 concept, but them pulling things from the comics and from the movies and from iterations in video games and just so awesome. And there you got the katana, like they've kind of talked about. Imagine if they're fighting robots of some sort, right? What sort of weapons might they use if these robots were developed with technology from another dimension? So here you've got Donnie chefing it up in the kitchen, like making that sort of cyber katana blade for Leo. He's even got kind of the claws. I don't know the name of that weapon, but they're kind of like Wolverine claws from a little stint. You get a little flavor of Dark Leo when he kind of went a little on the darker side of things as well. Maybe became Shredder for a little bit. Spoiler alert. But no, it looks so good. This is just fantastic. This is my mind's eye. This is peak Turtles. I don't know that I could have even dreamed up like figures that are this great for the different Turtles and their representation.
Smolder. Oh, it's so good.
So good.
So good. Yep. No notes for me. I love what they're doing. I love the style. Brandon Gash is, right there with Alex Brewer, just like doing some of the best work in toy sculpting right now. And just bringing something new but feels nostalgic at the same time. Freaking brilliant. Gare Bears.
Same, no notes. This thing is wonderful.
I mean, look at that. It's like it is TMNT 4, so good. So good. So this is up for, is this up yet? It's not up.
It's not up. It's gonna hit 3/24 is I think what the date is when it's supposed to go live. I'm not seeing it on the website.
24. That makes sense. Usually the Tuesday, the following Tuesday.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
But here, price tag right now is $250. That's before tariff surcharges. It's before shipping, before tax. So I'm sure there's Barbie collectors out there who might go, "What for this?" But yes, for this.
Amazing.
This is for me.
I love it. All right, folks, that is gonna bring a close. Oh, my hair is a mess. It's gonna bring a close to this very special episode of Geek Dad Live. Thank you so much to everybody in the chat, everybody that voted in a poll. I will be at Toylanta next weekend, so if you see me, stop me, say hey. And maybe I'll find something good to make Ryan Dole jealous, or even better, Gary jealous. We will be hanging out in After Dark, where I will give you all the dirty secrets. Not really, but if you want to come hang out After Dark, GDL fan members as well as Patreon members, you come hang out. You each have your own unique streams of the same show, so come hang out After Dark. I'll tell all the stories that I can from that experience. I don't know. Quip, what's up with you? What's next on Blurred Alert?
Blurred Alert. Tomorrow night we are going over rambling and ranking Spider-Man movies. We were inspired by the trailer that just dropped.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have Gotham City tonight. We're getting Alex and Ryan Dole both coming on to ramble.
You better dress nice, or Dole is gonna give you shit. So good luck.
It's a chill sesh. But no, excited to have Dole on. Excited to talk Spider-Man, and we're gonna do a BA bracket. It's something that we've recently cooked up. Still deciding on exactly what that bracket's gonna be, but it's gonna be fun. There's gonna be audience participation to kind of break the tie if there should so happen to be one.
Okay, okay, I like
I'm
it.
excited.
Nice.
Blake will be at Toyland too. Gary won't be at Toyland. He'll be at some other show next week.
Yeah, I'll be in Lexington, Kentucky at Lexington Comic and Toy Con. So
have fun.
If you see me there, say hi.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right. On that note, we'll see you all next time. Hasta luego. And goodbye.